Ladies and gentlemen, last week our guest speaker had a message. Does anybody know what the message was? If not, I'm going to give it to you. It was freedom and discipline. Freedom and discipline. And he talked about freedom and the cost of your hobbies. Hobby costs you money, but a business makes you money. Just give you a couple of highlights of what he said. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor and privilege to bring in once again this Thursday. Can't wait to hear what he's got to say this morning. Without further ado, Regional Vice President, all the way from Oregon / Washington / Southern California, the great one and only Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
What is up, everybody? Good morning. Hope you all are doing well. Yeah, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. So interesting up here, man. It's crazy weather. So it was pouring this morning, clouds have broke, sun's coming out, and this happens all the time. It's like I know there's some areas in the country that it's unpredictable, right? The weathermen or weather women or weather people, they try to do their best to figure this thing out, but it's crazy, man. It's beautiful, and maybe I'll give you a shot here before we're done. But Mr. T, good morning. I do have a message saluting. So I'm excited to spend a little time with all of you today. So strap in, because it's gonna be good. It might feel a little bumpy for a minute, but I promise you it's gonna smooth out. So you guys, let me start where I always start. A, with my coffee, and B, just to share with you how I feel about this call. It's funny because every month I do this call, and every call I do, I start the same way. And I say the same thing, and that is, I hope you don't take this time for granted. It's not because of me, it's because of the environment and the platform that Al has set up. You guys, the information that we give people, you can do with what it is you're going to do with it. Like to me personally, and it's not about me, it's about what happens on this call. Personally, I'm surprised. I think it's awesome that you're on, because you're showing that you're committed to what it is that you said you were going to do. I don't even know who the other guest speakers are the other days of the week, but that's how I feel about it. I know that there's value here, right? Because of the person who is leading this. So Mr. Thomas, on behalf of the people that are on here, just want to say thank you for taking the time, the effort, the energy, the goodwill to put this call together, because I think it's awesome. So I'm going to do my best to build on what we have done the first couple weeks here in October. So you guys, I told a lot of you, so can we thank Mr. T really quick? You guys, thumbs up, a clap, whatever, a smiley face. Okay, Mr. Thomas, thanks a lot. So at the beginning of the month, for those of you that were on, I told all of you that this was not going to be a normal month of training for me with you. And here was the reason why I said that. Because it's super easy to tune out, right? Like, it's really easy to tune out because we hear the same messaging from the leaders: get customers, build teams, promote events. Like, well, I'm going to talk about that, by the way, but I wanted this month to be about why and how they aren't moving their businesses forward like we talk about in the beginning. And it's really important, right? And so to move the business forward, last week we talked about freedom and discipline and the arrangement between those two. And boy, that's important. Freedom and discipline. However, there's something that comes along with freedom and discipline, right? And that is the following. This is what we're going to talk about here for the few minutes that we're together today. And that is, and here's the word, expectation. So the word is expectation. So what are you expecting? I don't necessarily mean, just in your position. I expect to be an SVP. Really? Well, what do you got going this year? What do you got going this month? What do you got going today? What are you expecting to have happen? And so here's what's funny about expectation. It's tied into fear, right? So, expectations, and I have something I'm going to read to you guys, which really triggered me in terms of talking about this today, is I told you guys that there's certain things that I will read. I'll go online. And one of them that I think I told all of you about was called Nice News. And it's great. And I found something in there and I was like, wow, this ties in directly to what we do in our ACN business. So we know the three things: getting customers, building teams, and promoting events. Okay, we know those things. What are your expectations for those areas in your business? Are you expecting to have 100 customer points, 200 customer points? Are you expecting to max the comp plan? Are you expecting to get 20%? Are you, or are you not? Are you expecting new people to join your team? Are you expecting really great things to happen? Are you expecting to have positive feedback? Are you expecting to have people interested in what it is that you have to say, or not? Are you expecting to have people at the National? Are you expecting to have people with you in Lake Tahoe? That's our next big event, other than Mr. Thomas doing his thing in Fresno and everything else. Well, I almost said a bad word. I mean, I'd be blank. Guess what? I expect to have people in Lake Tahoe. I expect to have people plugging into the Fresno event that Mr. Thomas does. I expect that. And if you expect it, it's amazing what happens. So why don't people have high expectations? It is fear of disappointment. Well, here's what I want you guys to know. What you should be more fearful of is inactivity. I would be more fearful of that, because when you take action and you do the things that are required, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to win. But if you don't take action, I can guarantee you won't. So what expectations do you have on a daily basis for acquiring customers, building teams, getting people to the events? This is an important conversation, you guys, a really important conversation. So let's talk about expectation in regards to acquiring a customer, right? I think the reason why people don't set a high expectation for acquiring a customer is because they don't really know what they're talking about. They don't really know what they're doing. And their game plan is crossing their fingers and hope the person will sign up, purely based on the relationship. And by the way, you guys, that's how we get them to look. But you should know your stuff. Like, you should know your stuff. Like, God. And I didn't say become a master of every single service, but you should master 2 or 3 of them so you know them like the back of your hand. Like, if someone wants to talk to me about Flash Mobile, great, I got you, right? Someone wants to talk to me about the Vivint ordering process and the stuff that the system does, I got you. Like, do you have a couple of those services that you're confident in? Well, now the expectation for acquiring a customer should go through the roof. Why? Because you know your stuff. You know your stuff. I heard a long time ago, you don't sweat the test if you've done the homework. The test is not a big deal. So let's talk about expectation in reference to building a team. Well, are you expecting people to be interested? Or are you hoping, crossing your fingers? Well, maybe they'll like it. I hope they will. Would you be open? Would you look at other ways to make money? I mean, is that how you're inviting them to look? Even if I was interested, I don't think I would go to that invitation, because clearly you're not confident in what you're doing. Why would I go to see something that you're not even confident about, just the way that you're asking me? I kind of like coming from this perspective. Hey, look, man, I'm building a business and we're putting together a leadership team. We got a couple spots available. We're going to break down what it is that we're doing. Do you have any time Tuesday night, 6:30? No? Okay, cool. Listen, you can't make it. That's okay. I'm giving your seat away. I'm only allowed to invite a few. I thought of you. Whoa, wait. I didn't say I wasn't interested. I didn't say you didn't say you weren't interested, but this is the window of time that I have with the leader that I'm working with. Well, let me see if I can move something. All right, well, listen, I'll give you half an hour, get back to me, because if not, I got to give your spot away. Give my spot away? Yes. But most people, they're very timid they're tepid. I hope he likes it. I hope she likes it. I mean, she could be really great. Boy, if he or she joins my team, man, my team's going to explode. Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. You know, you guys, think about it like this. When we show the business to someone, they're kind of interviewing us. They're interviewing us. They're interviewing the comp plan. They're interviewing the system. They're interviewing the environment. They're kind of interviewing us. Well, guess what? You need to freaking interview them. Hey, if this is a match, if you like what you see and I like what, you know, I hear from you, man, we could do something great together. Show of hands, is this making sense? Yes or no? What kind of expectation are you setting for yourself? If I like what I hear and you like what you hear, we could do something great together. Now we're talking. I have an expectation that people are going to do well. I have an expectation that people are going to like what we're doing. Who the heck wouldn't? Get paid on a bill you already got to pay for, work from home, part-time, residual income, build a team, leverage your efforts, feed a bunch of kids along the way. Man, that sounds awesome. Part-time, I can do this part-time. Yeah, I'm in. Well, let me explain. I don't need to hear anything else. Was it a couple $100 to get started? That's exactly what it is. Oh man, let's go. So setting the expectation for acquiring business partners, boy, that's important. Your expectation comes across a lot of different ways, right? So the expectation of acquiring a customer, we covered that. The expectation of piquing someone's interest, being in phase one, right? I'm telling you guys, when you talk to someone, just keep this in the back of your mind. They are interviewing you. You need to interview them. Just remember this. I'm not telling you to say this out loud. You can if you're confident in it. I like to say it. If you like what, hey, so I'm presenting to Al. I'm sharing the business with Al. Hey, Al, listen, it's great to meet you. Look, I'm going to run through this information. If you like what you hear and I like what I hear from you, we could do something. That is not, oh, please, I hope you like it. I hope it makes sense. I hope, isn't it great? Is it like stop. Stop. God, could you be a little more beggy? Like begging people? Come on. We have such a great opportunity here. Is it for everyone? No, don't expect it to be for everyone. Now, I do. I think this is for everyone until they tell me it's not. And then fine. When I say don't expect it, like I'm saying don't worry about it. All I'm saying is don't worry about it if it's not for them, if it's a timing issue or whatever. But it is important. It is important for you guys to be in there and get in there. That's important. To have that posture. Posture is a great word. What posture are you bringing to the market? What posture are you bringing to your conversation? I'm not saying be a bully, and I'm not saying be disrespectful if they don't like it or they don't see it or they don't get it. That's okay. But what I am saying is, what posture are you bringing to the table? Are you coming from a place of strength or are you coming from a place of weakness? Are you coming from a place of abundance or are you coming from a place of scarcity? And you might go, well, Dean, I don't have a really abundant business right now. That's okay. It's not about where you are. It's about where you're going. Right? I used to like the phrase fake it till you make it. And now I started to kind of hate that phrase, fake it till you make it. Right? Because I don't want anybody to not be who you are, but it is about where you're going. Man, have you made any money yet? Well, I've been in the business for about 6 minutes. Check back with me in a couple weeks. Well, now you just put yourself on the chopping block. Now you're going to be on another one of Al's calls and everybody smiling and everybody happy and everybody getting the information. But the same week over week, there's no progression in your business. Come on. What's your expectation? Do you guys expect to get a customer this week, 2 customers this week? Do you guys expect to break through a residual threshold? I hope so. I hope so. Do you expect someone to join your team this week? Really? What are you going to do about it? Who are you talking to? What events are you plugging into? And then the last expectation before I wrap up, is the expectation of the events. See, here's what I know. Whenever there's an event, whatever it is, one of two things happens. I'm going, I don't know if I can. I'm going, oh, things are really tight. I'm going, oh, I got a lot going on. I'm going, oh, I got money issue. I'm going, I don't know if anybody's going to go with me. I'm going, I don't even have a team. I'm going, oh, I've been to all these events before. Nothing's changed. Really? Which one of those categories do you fall into? Do you fall into the I am going, or do you fall into the all the other crap? And you got to decide. You got to decide. You got to decide. So here's the crazy thing about expectation. And I want to share this with you guys. So here's what I found. And I'm going to read this. So just bear with me while I read it, because it has everything to do with our business. Stand by 1 second. Hang on. Let me bring this up. Here it is. Okay, cool. So here we go. Let me bring this up here. See if I can keep you guys up here as well as so I can see your reactions here, because this is kind of fun. Okay, cool. So here goes. Hang on 1 second. All right. So are y'all with me? Yes or no? All right, listen up. This is really good. So this is an article that I found about spicy food. So people are gonna be like, well, what does that have to do with ACN? Just settle down and freaking listen. Listen up. Here goes. Are y'all with me? Okay, here goes. We've all probably heard something along the lines of keep your expectations low to avoid getting disappointed. It turns out that that sentiment may need rephrasing, at least when it comes to food. In a recent study on the experience of eating spicy food, researchers focused on two key components: the sensory, how spicy do participants find the food to be, and the hedonic, which is how much did they enjoy it. The team found that positive expectations engaged different parts of the brain than negative expectations, with the former learning mechanisms and the latter focused solely on pain. Listen to what they said. The positive expectations, right? Here's what happened. The former, meaning the positive expectations, activating learning mechanisms, where the latter, which is negative expectations, focused solely on pain. So here's what they go on to say. This is a really important point. Co-author Kenneth Kashida told Popular Science, when the participants, here goes, listen up. When the participants are expecting something positive, their brain appears to go into a state where they can integrate and incorporate information. On the other hand, negative expectations put the brain into protection mode. The researchers speculate this may stem from an evolutionary adaptation. Here goes. Positive expectations may promote exploration and reward seeking, while negative expectations may prime a defensive avoidant response. Fellow author Yi Luo told the outlet, so the next time you're setting the table, consider combating your inner critic and channeling some positivity. Your taste buds might thank you. So will your ACN business. So consider combating your inner critic and channeling some positivity. Your taste buds might thank you. So will your ACN business. So what did it really say? It says the brain appears to go into a state where it can integrate and incorporate information when it is positive, expecting something positive. On the other hand, negative expectations put the brain into protection mode. So I want you guys to think about this. Positive expectations engaged different parts of the brain than negative expectations. Positive expectations activate learning mechanisms. Negative expectations focus solely on pain. You want people to be in a place of learning, How do you do that? Come from a positive place. This is not sunshine and rainbows. Oh, just think positively. You can think positively all you want. If you're not acting or doing positive things, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. But isn't it amazing how our expectations trigger things? So then it becomes a scarcity mentality versus an abundant mentality. And plus, for those of us who love food, man, that thing just struck a chord with me. And I was like, that's everything about ACN. That's everything about ACN. What expectation are you coming into when you are having an opportunity to talk to somebody about being a customer, to talk to somebody about our business, or to talk to somebody about the upcoming events? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys just really quickly so you have it. Here is the information. Sunday, November 3rd, Monday, November 4th, Tuesday, November 5th. In South Lake Tahoe. I was already texting with Mike Basutti this morning. Tony Kupas is going to be there. It's going to be awesome. I expect that the people that come to this event are going to smash their ACN business coming out of it. That I can promise you. That I can promise you. So expect that. Expect to have your business built and expect to have your skill set increased by attending the Lake Tahoe Leadership. You guys, my email there, I'm going to stop the share. So you guys hopefully screenshotted that. Some of you are expecting to be there. Some of you are like, well, there's no way I can go. So I'm not even, I wouldn't do that, but that's me. Glenn Wilson, I know you're going and I see you in the chat. So there's my email. Go ahead and email me, you guys. I'll get you the information. It's going to be phenomenal. But what is your expectation for this week? What's your expectation for plugging into what Mr. Thomas is doing all around the country? What is your expectation for getting people onto or into a Saturday training this week? What is your expectation before the end of October? I have a gentleman on this call. His name is Corey Rodriguez. His goal is to be regional coordinator before the end of October. How about you? Right? So I'm challenging you guys to set an expectation and do what is required. Come from a positive, abundant, glass half full, optimistic place, right? Someone says no, who cares? You're going to survive. It does not matter. It's not about you, right? It's about the timing in their life. So I hope your expectations are set high. And Mr. Thomas, that's what I got. I'm going to turn it back over to you.